Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host, co-explorer Amy.
Hello.
We are in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. And we have a great show lined up for you, but it's a little bit different than our normal shows because, I want to start this one out with a question, because this whole episode is built around something most people never ask before they book a trip. Does the city or destination that I'm going to actually match up with how I'm hardwired? And we're not really talking about luxury versus budget or beach versus city. It's more introvert versus extrovert.
That's a good question.
And, understanding that about yourself, number one, and then asking that question and asking that of the city or destination you're about to visit can dramatically change how, where you go, number one, and how you experience that city or that destination.
I agree. I think probably every destination can be for introvert or extrovert, but some are just primarily accommodating to more of one group than the other.
Yeah.
And so it's like, are you forcing a trip? Are you forcing yourself to accommodate a place that doesn't really work for what you're looking for?
Yeah.
The other day you mentioned something about people going on vacations and like going out to clubs and bars and having this like really fun kind of party type of thing. And that sounds like a nightmare to me. I do not want to do that at all. But I think I truly fall into more of the introvert category than the people that enjoy doing that.
And absolutely. I mean, what made me think of this is, we, a couple of years ago, we were in Japan and we were talking about the differences between Tokyo and Osaka and how they share some similarities, obviously, just like people do. Some of us have a little bit of both, right? We have some introvert qualities and extrovert qualities. Yeah. But one of them is always more dominant than the rest of them, right?
Right.
And cities are kind of built like that too. And the first one I want to talk about may surprise people because I think they sometimes get it backwards. And that's New York versus LA.
Right. Okay.
So New York and LA have vibes, right? They have both cities have this energy and it's kind of palpable. I think most people look at LA as maybe a laid back kind of feel.
Right.
Whereas the movies always portray New York as having this like, I don't know, hustle, bustle, like
frenetic energy.
You can't stop to say hi to anyone because I'm just in such a hurry all the time kind of energy. When actually, I think deep down, it's backwards for people.
Okay.
I think LA has, New York. Let's start with New York because I think New York people have this this view of New York is, like I said, it's loud, it's extroverted or whatever. But it's really kind of not that way. I think you can get lost in New York.
I was just going to say that. I think it is that way. And because it is so loud and everybody's kind of doing their own thing, that you can get lost and you can just kind of mind your own business. And nobody's forcing you to interact with other people. The cold part to say out loud is like, there's 8 million people there. And no one really cares what you are doing in any particular moment. It's very true, though. It's
very
true.
But that, for introverts, is like freedom.
Right. Yes.
No one cares what I'm doing. I can read a book in Central Park. I can do whatever, and they all have these different things. And it kind of points out, like, I take the subway, for example, okay? It's like a great equalizer with a lot of people. No one really looks up. No one talks except for the crazy person. Okay. There's always the crazy person on the train, but everyone has somewhere to be. Everyone's just kind of into their own thing. They're on their own journey.
Yeah.
They're not really, unless you're with a group of people, you're not really interacting on that kind of level. So you just kind of move through the city as a private person in a very big public space.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because, I've never been a huge fan of New York, but I went so many times last year without you for work that I did end up kind of exploring the city a little bit on my own, and I grew to start liking it. But that was part of it, was that nobody cared. I went and got a coffee and sat on a park bench for an hour and just watched, birds, and nobody cared. Nobody was like, what's this crazy lady doing sitting on a park bench in the middle of the day? There was a beauty in it that I could just kind of do my own thing, and nobody was expecting me to entertain them or be a part of something, or like, why are you here? You should be somewhere else.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that we did a couple of years ago on one of our trips to New York was, of course, going to the Met. Now, the Met is enjoyed by all people of all backgrounds and blah, blah, blah. World-class art, but you're at your own pace. There's no social obligation. And I think we talked twice while we were walking around the Met going, if I lived here, I would have a season, a yearly pass, and I would do what a lot of people do and just go to the Met and just
hang out
by myself.
Yeah.
And just take a few moments and just kind of soak it all in.
And it's weird because I totally get what you're saying. Like the Met, there's crowds of people, but you don't have to interact with anyone.
Yeah.
You can
walk around and do your own thing.
You can just do you. Now, on the flip side of that, are you saying that LA is more for extroverts? I would absolutely put that okay.
in the crosser, because, LA to me is a city of entrances, right? Every arrival is almost a statement. Okay. The car you're in, the neighborhood you live in or you're pulling into, the restaurant you're having lunch at, it all carries almost this social weight before you've even said a word, before you've even done anything.
True. Yeah.
And LA, I think we interacted a lot with a lot of people from LA or that used to live in LA because they're over in Vegas now. And they say things that you just like, we go here because we know this is going to be the place to be seen, or
or I'm going to see a celebrity.
Absolutely.
There. Yeah.
So the city was almost literally built around Hollywood. That in itself, it's a place where image and performance are kind of the entire product.
Yeah.
It's kind of built on that. And I'm not saying everyday people are built into Hollywood and interacting in that kind of level, but it does seem more, once you get past the surface, it does seem more of like this culture of almost entertainment, almost,
right.
Everyone is looking to be socializing.
Yeah, I can see that.
On some kind of level, where New York, I think once you get past the surface level, it's not like that.
I can see that. Yeah, I think if you live in the LA area, you're like, no, it's not like that at all. But if you're there as a tourist, it definitely feels like that. I mean, we've been multiple times to LA, and everything we've done, just crowds of people, masses of people around us. And you can't really get away from it because it is such a tourist heavy place, but there's eyes on you all the time.
And I think that's where, even though New York has a wonderful, like a rooftop bar scene and everything, LA, that is like the day clubs and the rooftop bars, and it's who to get in where, and it's all for this purpose of, socializing with whatever group you're trying to socialize with. And there are minor and major celebrities that we don't even know because of the neighborhoods they're in and who they're friends with and all of that. And it seems just more of an LA thing.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, am I wrong? I mean, guys, if you're listening and you think I have it flipped, let me know. Go to unscaledtravelshow.com. Let me know, hey, you're dead wrong about New York and LA. What do you know, Vegas boy, about anything? Because, as the show carries on, we are going to talk about Vegas. People have this love-hate relationship with Vegas. And for the most part, it seems to be a certain type of person. Someone who is not wired to,
enjoy
the city for what it was built for.
Right.
Keep it right here. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're in Sin City, Las Vegas in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios, and we're trying to figure out where the best place for people are if you're introverted and extroverted. Mm-hmm. Some of those things you can do, too, when you're in these cities, right?
So let me ask you.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I think I'm an introvert with extrovert qualities and tendencies. Like I can be a social butterfly. I can go around and meet people. Obviously, you do a radio show for years now, and I've always worked in TV and that kind of thing. But you know me pretty well.
Maybe.
And I'm just the same at home, just like, you know, I can just turn on. I don't even have to have a TV on. I can just be chilling, you know, sit by a fire pit and everything else. I can do that for weeks at a time.
Yeah. I know that I'm introverted, but it never was made more clear to me than a friend of mine told me that she was going on vacation with a group of 30 people.
Oh.
And that sounds
exhausting.
Awful. Exactly. It sounds exhausting. And she was like, no, I love it. This is what I really enjoy doing. And I was like, that's the difference between an introvert and an extrovert, because she looks forward to that, and I would be finding a way out of it.
Like I said, I think most people share, you know, you share some tendencies of either side, but there's always one dominant one, which you get past everything. You know, and that's what you ultimately do, right? What's that question that people ask? Like, if you could do anything in the world, what would you do right now? Like, well, I would just go to bed. You know?
I would sit on the back porch and have a drink. That's what I would do.
By myself or with one or two people, and that's it. Like, the clubs have never interested me. Anyway, so we're talking about these different cities, right? And I know I probably lost a lot of people off the top with New York and LA because people have very strong feelings about it. But there's two cities in Japan, Tokyo and Osaka, that I think kicked all this whole discussion off for us, because it's almost palpable. Yeah. The difference in extrovert and introvert qualities of each city. Now, I mean, the argument, right? Both of these are Japanese cities. Both are known for amazing food, different kinds of nightlife, and just their own little energies, right? On the surface, they're almost identical. They're not that far away from each other as far as a train ride. Most people kind of assume they're interchangeable, almost like a New York or an LA or something, but they're not. The difference is what each city is performing for, and whether that performance kind of includes you. Yeah. Because Tokyo is engineered to stimulate, and it never lets up. I always associate Tokyo with either New York or Las Vegas. It is just stimulation all the time. Osaka is busy for itself. I think there are pockets of Osaka where the people who live there, and then of course there's always touristy areas, but the people that live there are busy about their thing, but they're busy about their thing. Yeah. Almost that New York quality.
And so it's interesting you said that, because you just compared both of them to New York. Yeah. So you compared an introvert and an extrovert. But
they share a lot of qualities.
I think New York can be for both. I think it can go both ways. I think the point of that conversation was that you can enjoy the city of New York if you're introverted. You don't have to be extroverted. When we went to Tokyo, it did feel like a lot. It felt a bit overwhelming, and almost like if we didn't have a plan of where we were going, what we were going to be doing, we would have just kind of gotten swept up in this. Like,
it's almost overwhelming.
Yes, exactly. Whereas Osaka, we didn't have that much of a plan. Yeah. And
I felt like we went with the flow in Osaka, almost following people we didn't know around. Yeah. And we had a great time. We really did. It turned out to be one of our favorite cities.
Absolutely. I love Osaka. If I had to pick between the two, I would pick that one for sure.
Excuse me. If you look at even something simple like the Shibuya crossing, where all of these people just alone, right? Hundreds of people at peak times. Thousands can be there, moving in every direction all at once. There's neon everywhere. There's sound from every angle. Like, it is unlike any other Japanese city, number one.
It was chaos.
And it's a chaotic I don't know the word. It's chaos on an organized level.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, which is crazy for a Japanese city, but that very much to me sums up Tokyo, which I know there's layers, and I'm not trying to get into philosophical debates about Tokyo and what it is, but like Shinjuku at night and different places that we visited, the what is it called? The Golden Guy, the area with like 200 tiny little bars where you literally walk from one to the other.
It was almost like New Orleans, Bourbon Street.
Right.
Yes.
And it's just designed in this way to like serve that need of like, give me what I want right now. And it's just this kind of, you are there to be seen and like to blow off some steam and be loud and, you know, be a part of that.
Where, and as that part of Tokyo, the, you know, the touristy food corridor area, it was a lot more like food stalls and like things you just walk up and get food and you just keep walking. It didn't feel like, oh, I need to find a place to go in and sit down, or like, is this the type of place I want to be at? It was just kind of, we were walking and it's like, oh, that looks good. Let's grab that. And then we kept walking. That looks good too. It was more like almost a festival atmosphere where people are just sort of like milling about as opposed to like this just a lot in your face all the time.
And to me, that's where I think Tokyo leans more toward LA. It is a city that almost rewards engagement.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
The more you put in, almost the more you get out. The more the city just, I mean, extroverts flock to there because they eat it up, you know?
I mean, and I would say there's stuff for introverts to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're not saying there isn't. It's more the vibe of the city. Yeah. I mean, and even, you know, we found several things in Osaka to go do that we weren't expecting in and near Osaka that were very, like nature focused too. And it felt much more peaceful, I guess.
I think so. I mean, once you're outside of like the Dotonbori,
which I love that area,
which everyone does, right? It's very tourist heavy, and for a reason, people really love it, and it's almost that little flash of Tokyo,
but it's contained.
But then you could walk away from it. Yes. It's like the Strip in Vegas, right?
Yes.
It's this.
If that was the only part of Osaka you saw, you would be like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah, what are you
it's just
talking
like
about?
Tokyo, but that's just a couple of blocks.
But to be able to move outside of it and realize that we were walking at one point and we were like, "Oh, this is just like a neighborhood."
Yeah,
well, like we had left the area and we were just like, "No one's here." And like we were looking down streets and no one's walking on the streets. There's no cars. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I was like, oh, we're just in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
We've gone outside of the tourist area. And that's when we really started kind of having these conversations about just the difference you can feel in the cities. So, and I think it's fun. And I think it's important that you pointed out that like, yes, you can find things to do on both, but where would you be happier?
Right.
If you're an extrovert, Tokyo. No question. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Keep it right here on Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-hosts, fellow introvert, Amy.
Hello.
Check us out online, unscaledtravelshow.com. We're just trying to help you think outside of your proverbial box, right? If you lean, or if maybe you've never even thought about it. Believe it or not, a lot of people have never even thought about whether they consider themselves introverts or extroverts. And I think it's one of the main things, right? It's probably one of the lowest rungs that people grab onto when they talk about mental exercises, mental health, anything like that. They're probably like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. And maybe people get a little confused about each one, but we're not here to diagnose you today. What we are here to do is to help you think about it before you choose your next vacation.
Right.
Choose your next destination trip or whatever it is, because you just might have more fun if you end up in a place that is better suited for you personally.
Right. And I know I think, solo travel was a big topic a year or two ago, but I don't think that actually translates to being introvert. I think if you're willing to go out and travel on your own in a group, though, you're probably more extroverted because, I don't want to go travel with a bunch of strangers. That sounds horrifying. I would much rather just me and you go somewhere. So I think, if people are like, oh, well, anybody can solo travel somewhere. Yeah, that's not the conversation. The conversation is what type of energy are you looking for on your trip? And is the city you're going to built for that?
Right.
Yes, you can always find something to do if you're introverted or extroverted, but some cities seem to, as you previously said, reward one behavior more than another.
Yeah.
Cities that have a lot of 2-for-1 deals, or they just sell things in packages of 2. They're assuming you're in a group and you're not going to be, group discounts.
There
Groups
you
of
go.
10. Yeah.
So we've noted Vegas a couple of times. We've lived there for a number of years now. Vegas invokes very strong feelings from people. They have a love-hate relationship with Vegas.
They do.
But let me argue my case for Vegas being a special addition to all of this, right? Vegas, I think, is the only city in the world that is architecturally and economically designed to make solitude uncomfortable. Okay. There are no clocks anywhere. There are no windows on the casino floor. The physical environment is engineered to keep you engaged, moving, and preferably with other people.
True. Okay.
The math of Vegas can be pretty fun, right? The game of craps requires a crowd to work, the communal cheer of a hot table when there's a lot of excitement on the casino floor, when the reels hit and people win money, even the buffets that are kind of going out of style. There's only 12 buffets left in our city.
Oh, I did not know that.
But it assumes you're with someone, right? The 2-for-1s you were just talking about. It just goes to show, even the shows are group experiences. They give you the 2-for-1 tickets and the, all of that. Some, if you go online, like Ticketmaster, a lot of times they're like, you have to buy 2 tickets.
Yes.
You cannot buy one ticket because who goes to a show by themselves, right? That's what our city does, because Vegas is just not a solo party. It is designed for extroverts.
Well, and even if you just take that sentence right there, Vegas, the Strip area, downtown, that part, the touristy area, it is a party. Parties are not made for introverts. I think that right there sums it up.
Even if you show up by yourself, they want you to meet people. They want you to interact and mingle.
Yes. It's not a city that is going to accommodate you wanting to do things on your own. And I know this because I just had some coworkers come in the city, and one of them was staying a few days extra and was asking me what things she could go do. And I started naming all this stuff off for her, and she was like, I don't want to do that by myself. I don't want to do you think there's going to be a lot of people there? And I was like, I don't know that you thought this through. Because this city is designed for group engagement, and she did not want to participate in group engagement. And ultimately, she went to a show, and then she went and had picked up dinner and went back to your room.
Yeah.
So not a city built for people who don't want to be part of the party.
No, it's spectacle at scale.
Yeah.
The Sphere, MSG, all of these things, everything, Allegiant, everything is built for crowds of people. It's designed for the bachelorette parties and the bachelor parties and the, everything is why would you do this by yourself? Bring your friends, and then you guys can get a cabana by the pool and all the day clubs and everything. It's not, they don't set out individual chairs at the day club. No. It's all cabanas and everything else. Yes, it goes back to economics, right? They want you to buy the thing, but they're expecting you, if you buy a cabana for $1,000 for the day, which is ridiculous, right? But you're splitting it amongst 10 friends.
Yeah.
They're assuming that you have 10 friends, that you didn't come to Vegas by yourself. unless you are, at a work convention or something like that, and people do. But even there, even the conventions are designed for you to interact, to network.
Right.
They reward you for
the interaction. That's
Yes.
the word, I think. For me and for other true introverts, I want to protect my little piece.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't do that by constantly interacting with other people.
I do what I have to do.
Exactly.
I will do those things, but I won't like it.
It doesn't energize me to constantly be engaging with other people. I can do it, but if I am looking for a true introverted vacation,
Yep.
it's not going to be in a city that's designed to make me engage with other people.
Yeah, even the things like the family-friendly things are all designed in a way, like the Fremont Street experience, are all designed in a way that, at the end of the streets, they have the concert stages and everything else. It's all,
Right.
put together with a purpose of
There's
bringing people together. And if you are a true introvert, you just kind of get tired.
There's not single chairs sat out, as you said. It's all group tables.
It's absolutely not doing that. In fact, you ask for one. You go to any of the little beer stands, and they're like, here's 2 beers and 2 shots for
Right.
$5 because they're like, who's coming up here buying 1 beer? Like, you don't do that in this city.
No.
When we come back, we'll make the argument against it, right? A different city. Keep it right here, Unscaled Travel Show.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Check us out online, unscaledtravelshow.com. All of our past episodes and interviews can be found right there. Check out our YouTube channel. It's growing. It's a little bit different than this, even though we do call it Unscaled Travel Show. It has a little bit different stories, a little bit deeper, a little more journalistic, right?
Right. If anybody listens to this show, they know that Jeremy loves his history too. So the YouTube digs a little bit into some of the history of the places that we travel.
There you go. I'll save the rest for those fun adventures that you're going to go on once you visit the page. Anyway, so we were just talking about Las Vegas, right? And how it's built around not being alone.
Right.
It's almost designed from the architecture to the economy to not let you be by yourself.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So what is in your mind when you think of that? Okay, so what's the complete 180? What's the yin to the yang of Las Vegas? Then?
I would say laying on a beach somewhere.
Laying on a beach by yourself. I mean,
Right.
or with that special someone,
But saying that, not all beaches, I think, are the same. There are some beach cities that are more party atmosphere.
Sure.
I will just say Cancun, very spring break, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Certain places in Florida, different locations like that it is all about the beach party.
Yeah.
I want a calm, relaxing beach experience where I'm kind of left alone.
So I would say then you would probably look at somewhere like Hawaii.
Yeah.
And not the Big Island, because the Big Island, I think in Honolulu, that's whether you're pro or against the overdevelopment and the tourism there, it can have a totally different vibe than, say, Maui.
Oh, yes.
And we visited Maui years ago, and it stays one of our favorite places, but that's not why it's on the list necessarily. It's more for... it's one of those places I think on the surface you would look at it and go, wait, no, that's a really popular destination. In fact, it's one of the most visited islands in the world. There can't possibly be a place for introverts there, and you can't possibly, if you are introverted, feel comfortable there. But I think I really disagree with that, because there is a resort corridor in like Kaanapali.
Yes.
And we stayed there
We
the
did.
first time we went. And it was lovely.
It was
But
lovely.
I think you would be right to assume that like looking at it going, okay, I mean, it's a little on top of each other, especially for, what you want. But if you move just south away from it, a couple of years ago, they had really devastating fires and it's still being rebuilt. And so there's still a lot of like pain and stuff like that. But before, and I know in the years in the future, as it regrows and everything, it's going to go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
And that's where you can just be. You can just find a beach somewhere and just be.
Exactly. There are certain areas of the island that are very touristy and, as you were saying, resort corridors. But there are other parts of the island that are very like small beach town. And you and I, we did stay in one of those kind of resort corridors, but we found a small kind of independent hotel, and it had a totally different vibe than everything around us. I think even if you stay there, you can still have an introverted vacation. You and I, we would walk the beach down to the little open air mall and go get coffee in the morning. We would sit out on the balcony and listen to the band play in the evenings. And it was very chill. But, like, nobody was expecting us to engage. Nobody was, like, there was no, okay, you need to interact with other people unless you choose to.
I'll put it like this. There was a moment where you and I were on the beach. We were playing in the water.
I already know where you're going.
And we had a mishap where we are, the ocean don't play.
No.
The ocean's an OG, man. It don't play with people.
It does not.
The minute you disrespect the ocean, it's gonna slap some sense into you. And we disrespected the ocean because we just didn't respect the waves and the currents and everything. And we found ourselves tumbling a bit, end over end in the water.
Yeah, we were a bit caught in the surf.
We were caught in the surf in a foot of water.
It just kept knocking us. The waves were hitting us so hard as we were trying to get out of the water. It kept knocking us over. And as soon as we'd stand up, another wave would just hit us and knock us over.
Then there was the fact that you kept pulling me down. You couldn't stand up because something was happening with you.
I'm little and I fall over easy.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I was wearing a 2-piece bathing suit and the top decided to leave me in the process, and I needed you to shield me from everyone because, as we've said, I'm an introvert. I'm not sharing those things with people.
So all of this is happening, and people, not a ton of people, but people were walking by, and everyone was just letting us be, rolling around in the surf, choking on seawater, Amy's goods on full display. To the, old gods and the new. But it's...
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure those seagulls won't. I'm sure that kid that was walking with his parents, he won't.
But,
you made him a man that day.
We had a great trip. I think that was one of our first, like, big trips, and I still think about it.
And even though we were kind of in this resort area, we were left alone. And then we went, like, there are things like the road to Hana. Mm-hmm. Which you drive, and it's a singular thing. Like you are with your group or with your person, and you're in a car, and you're completing this really long road, and it's beautiful every step of the way. But it is designed, to just you and just be. And places like Paella.
Oh yes,
like you were mentioning, these small little towns that we actually made friends with. A guy that had a shop there. Years later, we're still talking to the guy. We're still friends on Instagram and Facebook and everything.
Right.
And it's just one of those places where I would argue that the anti-Las Vegas, Maui is a good place to start.
And they're on Hawaiian time. No one's in a hurry. Nobody's pushing you to do anything. It's all just you do you.
Yeah.
Have fun. Enjoy the island.
It's just, I mean, there's no better way to describe it. I mean, the sunsets, the sunrises, everything is designed to just enjoy by yourself or with a small group and
right. I love it.
Call it a day, right? Keep it right here on Unscaled Travel Show. Amy's goods on display. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Sorry, you rolling around the waves, showing off things. It made me laugh. That's a good memory. That's a good, we almost died on our first vacation memory.
Oh, yeah.
We are discussing I guess, I don't know if I really put this episode together thinking about pitting cities against one another. I think it was more of trying to figure out and trying to have people ask themselves a tough question. What am I, in my heart, am I extrovert? Am I introvert? Because that really will decide, because not everyone gets to travel a lot. Mm-hmm. Most people, you have those few weeks a year, whether it's holiday or whether in the U.S. you get those 3 days off a year because no one takes 2 weeks of vacation anymore. And so like you want it to be good because now like travel's more expensive. Just getting to the place is more expensive. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure it's money well spent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so many times I've seen people go to places that don't fit who they are because they saw something on TV or the marketing worked or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they're like, that was a waste of time.
That, and as you just said, we work hard, most people. Or we work, we'll put it that way.
I don't.
But this is your break from that. This is your recharge moment. So what recharges you? Being with a lot of people, doing a lot of stuff, engaging, or kind of staying away, like isolating a little bit, or just kind of being on your own and not being forced to talk to other people.
Do you hear when people come back from vacation, they're like, I need a vacation from my
vacation. Yes.
And I know that most of their time they're like talking about traveling with kids, which they're the worst. Okay?
Or people who book every single minute of their vacation, they have something scheduled, and you're just running from one thing to the next thing to the next thing.
My friend John, I love him to death, and I just want to strangle him at the same time. Anytime I do a trip with him, anyway, moving on. So now let's look at some different cities, right? Two that I think because of Hollywood, again, here's that New York, LA thing. Because of like Hollywood and just the vibe and the presentation of them, I think they're actually switched. That would be London and Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
And I know we have affiliates in both countries. So, if you're listening out there, if we get it wrong, okay, I'm not above it. Call me out on it. Send it to Amy, Amy's goodies on the beach at gmail.com.
So what do you think the perception is of these?
London has a reserved reputation, right?
Yes.
Especially like if you look at the programs out there, right? That's how you first discover a place, TV, things like that. Mm-hmm. It's that, hey, it's stiff upper lip. And
it's a bit prim and proper.
Prim and proper. It's always rainy. And, you would think it's like an introvert paradise.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a book and sit by the fire and drink tea at 2 in the afternoon for some reason. Whatever that is. And then the opposite of that is Melbourne, which people from Australia, I love. If I could move to Australia right now, I would do it in a heartbeat. Love Australia. Love the people because they have an affinity for curse words and they mean it with affection and just love and understanding. But they're also very friendly and outgoing. But that doesn't mean that their cities are necessarily built for that, Okay. So Melbourne is really kind of on surface like an open, friendly, outdoorsy kind of place. You'd assume that it's this extroverted city because of the people. But I don't really think it is once you get past that.
You were just there last year maybe, and you went without me. We won't touch on that.
Yeah.
But I think you had a really good example of this. You were there to do a few specific activities, but you weren't with a giant group. And a lot of times when you travel on your own, you're calling me the whole time or texting me and you're like, this isn't fun because I'm alone, or everything they're sending me to do is something that's better for a big group. You loved the trip to Melbourne.
I did.
What were some of those things that you did that you feel really catered to an introvert?
It was even things that were on surface like group things. Obviously I was on a press trip kind of thing, But even kayaking down the Yarra River, it was a solo thing. I was in a kayak by myself, and yeah, there were people around and I was kind of in a group, but it was still this thing that like we were passing other people that were out by themselves on the river. And you saw people like you would think it's London, right? Because there's people in parks sitting on benches by themselves, or I would assume by themselves, just reading a book and just enjoying the weather, enjoying the night, and that's more, I'm not saying extroverts can enjoy that, but I'm saying like.
But you weren't forced to engage with people.
It leans to the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
But like London, I think runs on maybe this social infrastructure and it's almost relentless. It's almost that New York feel, right? Oftentimes people compare New York and London because of the same thing, and the energy. I think once you get past that, it is kind of the same city.
The people I know that live in or around London are always talking about how they're always going and doing stuff. They're always meeting up with people. They're always going out to an activity. And it sounds like a lot. And I think that's maybe where you're going with this, is that London has this energy where you are kind of encouraged to be more social.
Yeah. And social after work, social on weekends, sporting events really bring people together. Christmas is a fun time. And even like the pub culture. Yeah. Yeah. People love their pubs. And I'm not saying I disagree.
You love your pubs too.
I absolutely do. But like pubs, that is like London's, and I don't want to be crash with it, like it's their living room. It's where they go to catch up on the things, and you get the temperature of the city and the temperature of what's going on from your pubs. And I think it's the same here in the U.S. as well. But that is a very, places, past the raininess and the like, all the stuff, that we are fed about London. Beneath it, I think it's this very extroverted thing. You go there and you talk to people and you argue points and or you talk about sports and you argue sports and, all of that stuff back to back. And, that's a very extroverted thing to do, to go out and, have some pints of warm beer for some reason and then like do that sort of thing.
I would love to hear from our listeners in that area on if you think we're wrong or what there is for introverts to do there, because I haven't been to London and as an introvert, I want to go, but it does seem a little bit overwhelming, overstimulating maybe to someone like me.
Right. So let's look at the difference, say maybe in Melbourne. Melbourne, despite it all, I think is cosmopolitan. I think that has a world-class food scene. And they have a cafe and coffee culture there that they take it very serious.
Okay.
And even though Starbucks does exist there, it is a dirty word. Oh. It's a dirtier word than the words that they first taught me when I got there. But
they taught you new words? Oh, goodness.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that about them. But it is. It's very highfalutin. But like sitting with a cup of coffee at one of their 8,000 coffee houses, and they're very, very snooty about it. But most people you saw, every once in a while you saw people together having a cup of coffee. But coffee is a very, singular thing. Yes. It's a personal thing. Yes. And I think it's an introvert's drink.
Coffee?
Coffee is.
Okay.
Tea is like tea. Tea is communal.
That is true. I guess flipping back over to London, afternoon tea is something where everybody kind of takes a little break from what they're doing to come together and have a bit of a social hour. I want to do afternoon tea, but I don't want to do it with other people.
I don't. Not
and that's why this episode is for me.
You're absolutely right. So you're a tea person, even though you're a coffee person. I just confused you right there.
You did. You broke my brain with that one.
Keep it right here. It's Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. Jeremy Long here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're in Sin City, Las Vegas, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Hold on one second. I am upgrading my email storage because I can feel the hate mail coming in from the folks in New York, LA, Melbourne. Or outside of Melbourne. We have a wonderful affiliate in Hay, Australia. It's 2Hay FM. And, they like us. They've had us on air for a while now, for years, I think since our first season. And we absolutely love them and adore, the people of Hay. So it would really break my heart to get
some hate mail.
Hate mail from the people of Hay. And then we also have affiliates just outside of London, too, and we love them.
Jeremy's making enemies today, huh?
So again, go to Unscaled Travel Show. Traffic is traffic. Engagement is engagement. So you know what? That's okay. So I think I've hammered this home enough with the introvert versus extrovert thing. But I really think, and we'll look at one more case study. But I think it's an honest question that people should ask themselves, should ask their spouse. Yeah. Like, is there a reason that like below, the car broke down or something like that, or that this trip just didn't work out for us?
Yeah.
Is it really because it wasn't meant for people who are wired the way we're wired? There are people in campsites right now that want nothing to do with city life. If they could, they would just live out in the woods, and a lot of them do, But they have a whole different feel sometimes than other folks. And then there are folks that are cityscapers that are like, I would never lay my head down on the hard ground outside under the stars. Yeah. That's, why I have a HOA payment that's $2,000 a month so I can go up to the rooftop. And that's all the stars I need because New York is the best city on earth, right? And that's okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we've talked before about how people travel differently. Some people like to vacation, which is like do whatever they consider relaxing.
All the Mai Tais you can drink.
Yeah. Some people prefer like cultural travel. Some people prefer the party life. I think this just kind of is a new approach of looking at that, of what do you prefer when you travel? Because even you and I, we've gone some places that we've made the most of it, but we later realized like that probably wasn't the city for us to go to.
Maybe.
And I think this kind of explains it, because some cities are built to really get you interacting with other people. And if you're not someone that likes to just walk up to a stranger and start a conversation, that might not be the city for you to go on vacation to.
Yeah. And I think you brought up a good point earlier talking about people who like to solo travel. And, it can make and break you because, I mean, if you're solo traveling in places that require you to do that and you're not that kind of person, well, wouldn't that be kind of I would think that would be kind of a letdown, but maybe not. I mean, I don't solo travel too often unless it's for work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it's a little bit different. But here are two places we've gone recently. And they're not cities, but they're islands. The Bahamas and Aruba.
Right.
Okay, both in the Caribbean, both incredible peoples, very happy, very just like lively and just, full of life, full of energy.
Immediately when you think of them, you comparable.
Yeah, beach,
kind of the same.
Sun, all that sort of stuff, right? So, but are they different based on what is asked of you socially? Because Aruba is like resort social ecosystem heavy. It's organized, it's concentrated, built around putting you in proximity to other people, like to having a good time.
Yeah. Now that you say that, so both have cruise ports, and I think they get a huge influx of people there. We didn't stay near the cruise ports at either of these places.
Yeah.
However, now that you're saying this, Aruba, where we stayed, one day you and I rented scooters and we drove up and down the main road right there. And do you remember almost every single resort we could hear karaoke out on the street from the resort?
Was wild.
And I remember thinking like, I would never want to get up and do karaoke in front of people. And it was like every single one of these places, that was the thing. That's what everybody was there.
It was like karaoke Saturday night.
Yeah. And
everywhere.
every restaurant we went to was packed and they had music going on. It was like a party atmosphere in every single restaurant.
That's a good point, because that honestly reminds me of Vegas.
Yeah.
Because everything becomes a nightclub.
Yes. Yes.
Everything in Vegas is a nightclub, and that is like Aruba.
And that, yes.
And that's not a bad thing if you want that sort of vibe.
Right.
You know, we've gone to a library where a rave broke out at 9:00, and we're like, what are we doing here? Right. You know, there's a DJ and there's
we had
girls
no idea
in very questionable
after
attire.
hours it became a lounge, what they call a lounge. Library to lounge.
But it was the same in Aruba. Every night after like 7:00, it was just like thumping club music from every single resort. And it wasn't a weekend. It actually was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. Not saying that that's reserved for the weekend, but every single hotel had the same vibe. Whereas the Bahamas, and I'm not just talking about like Nassau, okay? Like outside of Nassau, it's one of the few places left where a beach vacation can mean almost total solitude. There's islands in the Bahamas where the only way in and out is a boat has to take you.
Yes.
And sometimes you can be the only person on that island, and it's totally fine.
If I'm remembering correctly, they have over 200 islands, but only 20 something are inhabited. And most of the others are like you can get on a boat and just go and hang out for the day. There's a few private islands, but so many of them are just open for people to go snorkeling at or have a picnic on.
Yeah.
It kind of fascinates me that there's so many islands that people don't live on, and they purposely are keeping it that way because they want to preserve the land as it is.
Yeah. Because it's not the main island, right? It's not was it Paradise Island? Is that what they call it?
Nassau.
Nassau is the main island and the main city. And then Paradise Island is part of that.
It's right off of that, which is actually where we were.
So I'm actually talking about like the out islands. So like Harbor Island, the Exuma. The Exumas are like 365 Ks. Most of them are uninhabited. So you can go out to them by yourself, and you know, they're accessible, and you got to get permission for some of them, and some of them are off limits and things. But there's a lot of it that it's built in. It's like, okay, you want a true alone beach vacation? Okay, we can accommodate that, and we totally understand that.
Right.
Whereas other places, and I don't want to seem like I'm picking on Aruba, because I'm not. When they say it's one happy island, that is one freaking happy island. They are happy. That's almost deranged happiness. And I love it. I love it. The people kept coming up to us and like, hey, what's up, brother? And I'm like, hey, man, it's before coffee time. I am going to need you.
It's not
beer 30 yet. I'm going to need you to relax. That energy is palpable.
We did have fun in Aruba, and the place we stayed actually was a little bit more chill. It was like one of the last hotels on the row, so it was a little bit quieter and more chill, and that was nice for us to kind of get away from everything and come back to our hotel, and it had sort of a secluded beach. But had we been in one of those other areas, I think.
I don't know if I would have had as well of a lifetime. I don't think the memories would be as good about Aruba.
And then saying that, in the Bahamas, we stayed at a huge resort. We did.
We stayed at the Atlantis,
It's a giant resort. There's other hotels right there next to it. And even though there were people everywhere, you're kind of just like left to your own devices, I guess. Like we went out and sat on the beach one day, and then it
didn't take very long for you to end up by yourself either.
Right.
Like to just walk out on the beach and you got to kind of get away and have your own little slice of beach by yourself. People would walk by and walk through, but nobody was
bothering you.
They weren't selling you anything. Yeah. You couldn't hear the club music. No. There wasn't that doom, 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 like a Drake song going on. So,
and they had so many lovely little on-property lakes, or not lakes, but bodies of water with animals in it, and you could just kind of wander around and see different things. It was just really nice. I think there it was kind of a choose your adventure. If you want to be extroverted there, you can, or you can be introverted.
And I think that sums up this entire episode. Choose your own adventure. Choose wisely. It's your money. It's your vacation, it's your holiday. So choose what best fits you. Don't choose off the marketing alone. What's your vibe? Introvert, extrovert? Let us know. Send all that hate mail too. We appreciate it. Unscaled Travel Show. We'll see you guys next time.